Can you talk a little bit about what the how your body reacted when you went up into outer space, and talk about the feelings and effects that you went through?
Okay, yeah. The human body is an absolutely amazing thing, and it adapts very rapidly to whatever environment it's put in. There's immediate adaptation and there's long-term adaptation. It's actually, some of that's not good. For instance, shortly after you get into space, your body realizes it doesn't need a skeleton anymore, and so it starts losing bone density. But the initial experience of going to space, it's a very violent change in environments. So you go from 3G, so you got an elephant standing on your chest pushing you into your seat, to 0G in an instant. And you continue to be in 0G for obviously the duration of the mission until you come back to Earth. And so my body, I was a military test pilot, so I had a lot of experience in high performance aircraft. When I first got to 0G, it really wasn't that noticeable. I mean, it was a noticeable shock, the difference, but I felt like my body really adapted very, very quickly. However, I think my body at some point thought it was going to stop. It said, okay, I've experienced this before, it's 0G, but all the other times I've experienced it, it's been maybe 30 seconds at most, and now it's been an hour or 2 hours and it's still here. And then at some point my body said, this isn't right. Something's not right here. So there was a period on the first day where it was very difficult for my body to adjust. So I'd go through maybe after a couple of hours, I'd have a period of maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Well, I'd have a period of maybe a minute where I'd start to feel nauseous, but then it would go away, and that continued for the whole first day, which is pretty soon thereafter we go to bed. So, but the next day I woke up and I felt fine, and I felt fine for the rest of the mission. But it is a really interesting transition, and the transition is equally as difficult for some people to go from 0G to 1G when you come back. And a lot depends on that, the body type, how long you've been in space, etc. But I remember when I came back to Earth, it took me quite a bit of time to figure out how to walk. I'd say for about 3 or 4 hours, I had to really think about, even though I was only up there for 2 weeks, okay, here's my left foot, here's my right foot, I'm starting to lean right, I need to come back left. And so I had to consciously do that. And when you crawl out of the space shuttle, and you crawl into this little area where you can change out of your spacesuit into your flight suit, right before we went down and walked down the steps to do a walk around on the runway of the orbiter, the flight surgeons said, whatever you do, don't look up at the tiles when you get underneath the orbiter. And I forgot that they told me that when I was underneath the orbiter, and I looked up because you want to see the tiles. That's what just saved your life, and it's really cool. And you want to see if anything is burned off, and you just saw all this flame going by the window, and you want to see how the bottom of the orbiter did. But as soon as I started going back there, I immediately remembered, okay, this is why they told me not to do this, because your whole body wants to just keep going. I didn't, I caught myself, but there really is a big adjustment period.
Thank you.
Long answer to a short question.